In this little video, we're going to talk about this little Vanon. This is your generic Chinese power tool battery for DeWalt 20 volt line series. So this is a 6 amp hour lithium ion pack, and this one is completely dead, where there's no lights on the indicator, and I've already done the jumper technique where you take 2 batteries and you jumper them to see if it comes back to life. When I do that, the power indicator comes back to life, but as soon as you take it off, take the jumpers out, it's dead, completely dead, and it will not, even if you put it on a charger, it won't respond. So something is internally wrong here. So I've already been in this and kind of tested it, and since all the batteries and the cells inside are all in parallel and in series, it's kind of hard to test which one is bad, because there's 3 other batteries in parallel that's making up the difference. So when I tested this out, it was it's only reading a couple of volts. It's not even registering. It's too low for the volt for the charger to charge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dedicate the cells in here as sacrifice cells in case another pack goes bad. So what am I going to replace it with? Well, I do have another pack that was damaged because it was overheated, and the plastic and the terminals for the charging and the output are damaged. So here is the replacement pack, and we're going to change over the balancing circuits from the bad pack to this good pack. So I've already cut the balancing wires off, but I left just enough for the wire code. So there's you got your positive, your main positive, your main negative, and then you got your balance wires. So we got a white, we got a blue, and we got a yellow and a green. So hopefully the colors are still the same in these, and we'll just swap over the terminal bar, and we'll change over the main power leads, and we'll put it on this one because this one still works, and it's been sitting around, and we'll check the voltage on it, and it should still be good. So we'll power this up, and here we got we got about 18 volts, so 18 point something volts. So it's pretty much at standby voltage. And just for giggles, we can test one of the parallel cells here and see what it says. So we're at storage voltage at about 3.6 volts, and that's across the board here. So that's registering good, and just for giggles, we can probe this guy and see what he's got to say. And he's only reading about 6 volts. So like I said, I did the jumper trick there, and it doesn't work. So there's something internally wrong with one of the cells. So it's drawing the whole pack down to a bad voltage where it won't charge, it won't do anything. It's about to enter steady state. So we'll take this apart. Like I said, I've already been in here, so I got all the screws out. So we'll pop the top here, and we'll push out the terminal block. So there's the inside of a typical DeWalt battery pack. So you got your main wires and your balance plugs and stuff like that. So It's all soldered together, so we'll have to desolder it and transfer all the bits to the new pack. So there's our little charge indicator, and we'll just pop it out of the case. And it's double sticked tape to the bottom of the pack, so you're going to have to pry it out. Because here's the double stick tape. And then we got our shells and stuff like that. So we will go ahead and desolder these terminals, and then at the end we'll dissect this and see what the problem is, because it looks like this particular brand changed cells, because these are allegedly ICRs, which is a good cell, and these are generic, whoever, whatever it is, probably junk. And then one of the cells crapped out, so it says, no, I'm done. Because I was using the pack in a hammer drill, and I was beating the crap out of it, so I ran it until it went into low voltage protection and shut the drill off. And then after that, I let it sit for a couple of days, and then I tried to charge it, and it wasn't happening. So we'll just we'll take off all the bits here. Put this thing into nuclear, so we get a little bit more heat. That takes care of the main connections, and we'll just pop off all these little so we'll have to make sure that this is all correct, because the wire colors do change. So we'll just line everything up as is, and we'll just say we'll just do a quick swap and see if it works. So this one went to that one, so we'll put that over there. So blue and green. Blue, green. And then we got yellow and white. So really the only one that matched is the white one. Good job, China. You suck. So this is our bad pack. So put that off to the side. Let's see what's wrong with it. So in theory, we should have a working battery pack. So we'll just put everything back in its shell. Put our little indicator board back in, and we'll see if we have power. Yes, we do. So we have our lights working, and we'll put our little display in. So we have working power now. Unlike before, we did not have anything. It was completely dead. And then I have my little spring here that I took out. I gotta put that there. That's for our little clip here. That'll fall out. That's fine. Back in there. And now it's just a matter of getting them terminals in the right spot. Yeah, that still works. Now we'll put our screws back in. These are the security Torx. So you need the security Torx with the little hole drilled on the end of it. So I don't know if the camera will pick up. Yeah, I guess it will. You can see a little. I think you can see a little hole. You need that kind because they're trying to keep the common people out. So now I have a working battery again to join my fleet of batteries. That one's the stripped one, so that's good. So the final test is to see if it charges. As I rip everything off, that's fine. What happens when you got wires dangling all over the place? Get over here. It's having a lav mic is still a lot better than camera audio. So we got our little Chinese generic DeWalt charger. So I got a single bank and I got the 4-port charging bank for charging these batteries, because eventually I got to start buying all of these type of tools to replace all my 18-volt jobs, because DeWalt doesn't make the 18-volt jobs no more. So the only thing you can buy is the aftermarket batteries, and I have not found a good set yet. They all suck. So I got a couple of replacement nickel metal hydrides. They're garbage. They absolutely suck. And you're saying, well, why don't you just get the adapters and use the sled packs? Well, here's the problem. And you've probably seen a video that I melted, or the wires inside the adapters melted, because these things can produce so much power and amperage, it just melts the wires. And on top of that, that's what destroyed one of these packs, is it got so hot, it melted the terminal block and melted the thing, and it destroyed the battery. So they're not really that great. And the factory DeWalt ones, they are they got a safety in them where they actually kick out, so it gets to be annoying. So it's just better to retire them all and just get the modern tools, because these things will be around forever. And since all these things use 18650s, it's pretty much easy to resell these things. So I got to sell for spares and parts and blah blah blah. So we'll plug our charger in. And we got our little light, and we got our fading light, so it's charging. So I fixed the battery pack out of spare, so that's good. I'm happy with that. So get that out of the way. Get all the little broken bits and wire remnants out. So we'll see what's wrong with this thing. So we got to take all this stuff off, and we're going to rip off the we're pretty much going to rip off all these tin plates here, so that we can test the battery and see which one's dead, or one's shorted or completely open. So we'll get an appropriate tool for ripping these apart, because we're going to have to rip them apart. You want to be careful when you're doing this, they don't cross them. They're probably going to fall out of the holder as I go through here. That's fine, it doesn't matter because it's not going back together. And then we'll clean up the rest of them. Get these packs out. So there's one cell. These guys are entrapped in there. Get that one out. This one should just push out. Push it out. And then we'll go over our next bundle here. So that takes care of all the cells here. Now we can test it to see which one's bad. Because now we got spares in case we need them in the future. Because I do have a welder for these things to do future repairs. Where are we going?
Already on auto mode. DC voltage. DC 3.612 volt.
That's a good battery.
DC 3.617 volt.
That's a good battery.
DC 3.619 volt.
That's a good battery. Here's the bad one. Completely dead. It's actually at a negative voltage. So this is the bad one. And it only takes one to bring a whole pack down.
DC 3.619 volt. DC 3.612 volt. DC 3.619 volt. DC 3.611 volt.
Oh, there's actually two. Wow, that is incredible. Yep.
DC 3.619 volt.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2 out of 10 cells were bad. So
Is about to enter steady state.
there was no chance in hell to even try to jumpstart this thing because it's got 2 bad cells. So these are the 2 bad ones that brought a whole pack down. And these little aftermarket battery packs for DeWalt, they're actually quite decent. I mean, they're probably equal to the factory stuff, the actual DeWalt ones. So for the price that they are, even though they're a little bit cheaper and stuff like that, and then it doesn't really matter across the board whether you got a good DeWalt pack or a generic like a Vanon or whatever eBay crap and stuff like that. They are decent battery packs and stuff like that, but even the best battery packs, they're only good as the weakest cell. So these two were probably they were okay out of the factory. They probably got overtaxed. They're just bad quality ones. They just happen to die. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spares in case another pack dies, and it gives you a little insight on. Unfortunately, you do have to destroy the majority of the pack, especially all the strapping, to check them, because there's no other way to check it. Because like you seen the when it's all welded together, it's welded in parallel and in series, so it will give you skewed readings. Because I did, like I showed you on camera, I tested them just for giggles, and I tested each bank, and they all said 3.6 volts, because you're getting the voltage from the other working cells. So you don't know which one's bad, so you got to rip the whole pack apart to to even test it. So like I said, I got the welder here. It's pretty decent for little home repairs and stuff like that. Of course, you got to get the strapping and stuff like that. So this is my little secure little lithium ion welding kit here. It's got the probes. I got the strapping for it and stuff like that. It does a pretty decent job. It's not the greatest thing in the world, because there's a little bit more powerful ones that will really zap the nickel strips to the cells. But when I worked on my top-end battery pack, I used that thing, so it was good. It's good enough. So that's it for this video. Hope that helped you out how to tinker around with a dead lithium ion pack, and to maybe even fix up your bad one with a good one. So like in my case here, I had one pack that got destroyed through inadequate adapter, so it destroyed the case in the terminals, so there was no fixing that. So I took it apart. I saved the cells, and I just happened to have another pack go bad with 2 bad cells. So it happens. It's just part of life and stuff like that. So I got plenty of spares, or maybe they'll have another use for something else, because these are 2 amp hour battery cells. So that's a general capacity for a lot of 18650s, 2 amp hours. So that's a decent battery. So you can find a home for them in something. Got If you got flashlights hanging around, or maybe you don't have enough flashlights hanging around, you can go on eBay and Amazon, just get some cheapies, because they're all over the place. You know, 18650 guys, the 26650s. They give you they usually give the adapter for them, and you know, you can just get some cheap flashlights and make use of them, or keep them around for spares to fix up other packs, or find some other use for it. So you know, that's about it for this little niche video of how to tinker around with power tool battery packs. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.